Hi everyone, my name is Martha. I'm a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist. Welcome to my channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe because I have many videos and it just came about from my desire to help as many people as I can. However, because so many of the questions that I continue to get are really repetitive of questions that I've already answered. So what I've started to do is for the more specialized niche questions that I'm getting, I'm actually choosing to answer them on Patreon. So you can support me on Patreon. That will help me in my work. And also, I feel that there's some kind of a dialogue and relationship going on through my Patreon subscribers. So I really welcome you to join me on Patreon. And um, this time I had a question and I was actually tempted to not answer it. But when I read into the specifics, I felt that answering this question would support so many people. So that's why I'm making an exception to answer this question. So anyway, I'm flying the Singapore flag in the background, as you can see. I thought I'll play with Zoom background and for this video. So have a bit of fun, okay? Don't be so serious all the time. I'm not a very serious person, although I am very serious about my work. And I really appreciate people who support my work and give me positive comments because I have my fair share of kind of like really abusive messages. Okay, so in this question, I saw many of your videos, including breathing body orgasm, and I'm really thankful for your useful videos, and I am thankful for your positive comment. So those of you who are interested can look up this video on YouTube called Demonstration of Full Body Orgasm, and that is actually my most watched video. I think a lot of people are interested in Tantra and also, of course, the word orgasm. And that's the one video that I also received the most cruel comments. People saying things like, you're very good at faking it, this is bullshit, whatever. So so sometimes in order to really understand something, it's more than just watching a video. You really have to understand more like what I'm doing as well. And I really like to recommend my book, the second one called Orgasmic Yoga, because there are many practices inside. When you watch a video, you don't really know what's happening mentally and physically, internal sensations. So one of the good avenues is this book. I know people will be saying, yeah, you're just trying to sell your book. The reality is actually this book is recommended by my colleagues as well, and I wouldn't just recommend my book just because it's my book. I'm recommending it because it's very specific to the people who are interested in Tantra, and many people have actually said it's very useful, this book. Okay, so the question is, I saw many of your videos, and so this person writes, I'm practicing semen retention since last 10 months. Okay, the English, just don't mind it, okay? So this person has been practicing semen retention for the last 10 months, and on average, I ejaculate only once every 25 days. However, in between, I masturbate at least 2 times a week with no ejaculation intentionality. Okay, so basically this person is not ejaculating, choosing not to ejaculate, and ejaculating once every 25 days, and choosing to masturbate 2 times a week with no intention to ejaculate, and I assume also means that there's no ejaculation. So then this person asks, is it okay? Do I need adjustment on my habit? Please share your thoughts and opinions. So at that point, I thought, why are you asking me? Because you must have some kind of a teacher or support to, first of all, have the idea of semen retention, because this is very much a Taoist practice or a Tantra practice where practitioners believe that if you ejaculate, you are losing energy. Okay, so maybe some of you who are watching this video are wondering like why you even do this practice of semen retention. So this person asking me this question obviously has the answer to why he wants to do semen retention, because he's been doing it for the last 10 months. So I actually was like, since you already know what you're doing and you have a level of understanding more than most people on the street, why are you even asking me? Because I don't have a penis, and because I don't have a penis, I don't do semen retention. So I I know Tantra, but I actually don't practice semen retention. So why are you asking me this question? So I wrote to this person, and this person said, so I asked this person, like, do you actually have a coach? Like, where are you getting this idea of doing semen retention? Why are you even asking me? So this person wrote back, I don't know who to ask. Who can answer this? And I learned this idea of semen retention on YouTube, and in fact there are many videos on YouTube, of course I know that, and especially from Mantak Chia. So then I asked, what, like, how is this working for you, this practice? If it's working for you and you're doing it, then why are you asking me whether to to continue? Obviously, a lot of times we do things like he's doing it for the last 10 months because there must be some benefits to it. So this person answered, I'm doing it because they read that there are a lot of benefits listed on the internet and also on YouTube. So that's why this person is doing. So you have to understand, I don't really want to encourage like email coaching, because I feel, and I have several bad experiences with email coaching of people misunderstanding the tone or the intent, and also taking my time for granted, and the emailing going back and forth endlessly nonstop. So there is nothing better than having a private session where we can address all the questions and answers and in a more interactive way with less room for misunderstanding. So a lot of people who want advice don't understand that in order to properly answer a question, I will have to ask another 20 questions to get a proper picture. And that's the whole point of going for individualized coaching or individualized sexuality counseling sessions. However, I'm just going to answer based on these questions on this video with the intent of helping as many people as I can. So this person is saying, okay, you don't know who else to ask, so asking me. So based on that, I'll just share with you what I do know, which is semen retention is viewed as a way to save, preserve life force energy. If you are not planning to make a baby with your semen, with your sperm in your semen, then why the fixation with ejaculation? The sensation of orgasm with or without ejaculation feels different. Without ejaculation, depending on the person and their practices, it can feel more intense or even less intense. It depends on the person, because it's the ejaculation feeling, to my understanding, is like a propulsion that has a lot of force behind it. And so it can feel really amazing to have an ejaculation orgasm. And it is possible to have orgasm without ejaculation with training. Breathing and pelvic floor squeezes, visualization can help. So this person actually watched YouTube videos and may or may not, there's no mention of reading, but Mantak Chia does have a book called The Multi-Orgasmic Man, which is of course a bestseller. Many people know about it. Most people who practice Tantra know about this book and know about Mantak Chia. And so the thing is, okay, this person watched videos and then started to practice it because of all the videos. The thing about videos on YouTube is that it's very generalized, and so it's not very specific advice. And because I don't practice semen retention myself, so I did a little bit of research on what other practitioners are saying. And okay, so far I've talked about why people do semen retention and the possibility of separating orgasm and ejaculation, and also that it is not just what you see, is also what is happening that is not seen. So things that are not seen includes like I mentioned when I started to talk about at the start of this video, my full body orgasm demonstration on YouTube. The intention, what you're thinking in your mind, how you are feeling and directing the energy in your body. So your breath, the way you breathe also helps with moving energy in your body. Your breath, the sound that you make, the intention, your mind, and also the visualization in your mind, and also the direction of the energy in your body. So maybe you might imagine as the energy that is generating in your genitals, maybe moving up your body in the form of colors. So the visualization supports with the movement of energy. So what is happening is you watch videos and you may not be getting the more subtle instructions that will be beneficial to having a more powerful experience and also having better control with the ejaculation. And I know that there are videos saying like recommended number of days, whether it's 3 days, 7 days, 12 days, 25 days, or 30 days, or even 1 year. The thing is, for people who want to practice semen retention for a prolonged period of time, you have to understand the sexual energy in your body actually can have this feeling of building up. And I sometimes just call it like feeling horny. So when you're feeling horny, your body wants to express. And instead of expressing it, you choose not to express because you are afraid of ejaculating. So indirectly, there is a form of like suppressing the sexual energy. So personally, so let me finish, because I know some of you are saying, but I'm not doing that, I am masturbating. But let me finish. So some people who are repressing their sexual energy, like the no fap movement, don't masturbate for 30 days, reboot your body. Personally, I feel that um, it's almost as if like doing nothing is going to reboot, or doing nothing is going to heal. But by doing nothing, you're not necessarily learning or developing any skills. And it may actually, just by doing nothing, it may just cause you to just build up the sexual energy and be more horny. And there are people that I know of with penises, they may ejaculate accidentally in their sleep. So like wet dreams. And the reason is because the body physically, physiologically, regardless of what is your intention, physiologically actually wants to release. And the body will work with the mind, and the mind will support the body, so that when you choose not to, it is still happening in wet dreams, in the form of when you're sleeping and having fantasies. And so the body is supporting the mind, and the mind supports the body. So these kinds of accidents do happen, in the form of, this is not what I wanted to do. So this person in this video is saying that I ejaculate once every 25 days. I do not know whether you are ejaculating in your sleep. I do not know whether your body actually needs to release, and so your body is not listening to you. And I also do not get any information from this question, whether there are any effects and benefits and sensations from doing this practice. So it's very difficult for me to answer, do you need any adjustment? Because I I don't know what you're feeling, and I don't know whether the feeling that you felt in the first month is a different feeling in the 5th month or in the 10th month now. Is this like a diminishing effect, where as you continue doing semen retention and ejaculating every 25 days, whether you're actually feeling better and better or worse and worse? Because the duration of semen retention can be different for different people. Some people feel that they must ejaculate 7 days or 12 days or 30 days. It is very, very individualized. So from what I understand is that you just need to listen to your body, and you need to follow the kind of rhythm of your body. And one of the best ways to learn that is by tracking your energy level. Say if you watch, if you track it on a journal, and also you can track how often you are ejaculating and how often you're masturbating without ejaculation. So when I read this question, it says I'm masturbating at least 2 times a week with no ejaculation intention. I do not know whether you are accidentally ejaculating, or you are happy masturbating for the purpose of pleasure, or are you masturbating in what way? Because it is not just enough to not do anything, the no fap movement. It's also not enough to ejaculate absolutely when you need to, 25 days. And when you're masturbating, how exactly you're masturbating. Because what I'm trying to say is, people who are engaging in these practices and moving sexual energy through their body, so that they have more of an energy orgasm or full body orgasm, they usually read a book and try. And it's okay, because our body is like a laboratory. We should have fun with our body. We shouldn't be scared of our body. And that's not what I want you to feel. I don't want you to feel that I'm judging you or making you feel bad. What I'm suggesting is you keep track of your energy and what works for you, because there are many things in this question that is not fully answered, and so I can't really give you more specific advice. But what I can say is, from reading a book or watching a video, sometimes you need more explicit instruction, and it will be beneficial to actually go to someone for some individualized coaching, so that you can not just do what you're doing from reading a book or watching a video, but actually further your practice. because you have been doing some practice, so you are not like a beginner anymore. And maybe you might want to incorporate some of the things that I mentioned, which is like the use of breath and sound and intention and visualization, and having more fun with your body. So this is why at the start of the video I started to mention I really recommend my book Orgasmic Yoga for you, and for anybody out there who are interested in these practices. Don't be afraid of enjoying your body. I think we get scared because we have very little sex education, and then we watch videos and we start to try things, and then we wonder, is what I'm trying right or wrong? Is there a better way? I think that this is where individualized coaching will support you. So before you go to a coach, and I am not recommending that you go to me because I don't have a penis and there's only so much I know. I can't share with you like, a prior experience. I can only share that much. But what I would suggest is, if you choose to go to somebody to coach you through becoming more connected with your semen retention practice, then go to someone who is already practicing this, or who's been doing this for a few years. Look into their training, their experience, their testimonials, their programs, and be a bit skeptical, because a lot of these people who practice tantra, really they don't have any real credentials. The only thing they know is tantra and their personal experience. And so look into it. Like, for instance, it's different, like somebody sharing their personal experience and somebody who has coached 10 people or 5,000 people. It's going to be very different, because they will stop taking their personal experience as the benchmark of what other people should be feeling or what other people will feel, because we are all individuals and we are all different. And so yes, there are benefits to semen retention. This is your body, honor your body. And the no fat movement and semen retention danger, I would say, is a lot of people don't know how to move the energy, and they are not masturbating. And in fact, what they're doing instead is they're shutting down their sexuality. So there's this saying in my work, which is, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't consciously connect with your body, you don't honor your sexual arousal, your sex drive, your horniness, if you don't express your sexuality. But expressing your sexuality doesn't mean you must ejaculate. So that is, I think, the confusion for a lot of people. So if you continue, there are people who continue repressing their sexuality by not masturbating. What happens is, our body is intelligent, our body is very adaptable. So you ignore your sex drive, what will happen is, people with a normal, or well, I don't know what's normal, but a person with a sex drive or high sex drive, if they keep ignoring their sex drive, like the no fat movement, ignore without actually doing anything, they end up with low or no sex drive. And there's a lot of shame around the act. So every time they masturbate, they feel bad about it. But actually, this is actually normal, common, and healthy to have sex drive and to express it even by yourself. There's a lot of guilt and shame around masturbation. So people who feel bad about doing something, every time they do something like masturbating, and then they feel bad, they would think that it's better to just ignore it and repress it. Once you have gone to zero and it stays there for a long time, what might happen is, it's not that it's impossible. But what might happen is, some people will actually stop looking at life and the world around us with the color and vitality that we deserve to have, because our sexuality is a big part of our life force energy and our sexiness, juiciness, yumminess of life. So people are scared of sex, and so by repressing it, it can also become a habit of just going through life, going through the motions of life. And so I want to make it very clear that I'm not saying people shouldn't do semen retention. It's your life, it's your choice, it's your body, it's your laboratory. Have fun. And as to how often, I would say, before you hire a coach, if you choose to do that, to fine tune or sharpen or further your knowledge around your sexuality, I would suggest then keeping a journal, so that you have more than basic understanding of what's going on. So I would say don't be scared. So coming back to this specific question, is it okay to do semen retention? Yes, it's okay. Is it okay to ejaculate once every 25 days? Yes, it's okay. It's your body. Do you need any adjustment? I would say learn more skills. Don't just, I don't know how you're masturbating because you didn't give any further information. But even if you're masturbating with no ejaculation intention, it doesn't mean that you're not ejaculating. I don't know because you didn't say. But also when you're masturbating, probably because there's very little information on the YouTube and videos, it's not very clear how you're masturbating with no ejaculation intention does make a difference, which I mentioned: breath, sound, movement, touch, intention, visualization. So yeah, this is my opinion and sharing to this question. And I know it's a bit of a rambling, but I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. I did repeat myself a little bit because I just want to be clear. So thanks for watching this video, and please, please, please consider supporting me on Patreon because I am actually doing this full time. I am not doing this part-time. I don't have a side gig. I am actually very busy because I do YouTube, but I also write articles and I also come up with my own workshops and campaigns and see clients. So that is a lot of work in what I do. And I would just really appreciate people's support. It's not just money. It's also the echo from the universe. I put out all these out there, and then what do I get? Right? So I would love to hear from you guys, get support. It's just really affirming, you know, when people say nice things uh, to kind of like balance out the negative, right? So a lot of people don't realize we are humans and we actually need compassion and empathy both ways. And I love it that people are asking me genuine questions, and because of that I wanted to honor it by taking some time to make this video. So thank you for your support in asking me this question and me feeling that it is really worthwhile making this video to support more people because these are commonly asked questions. But today I was actually going into a lot of detail about like this specific practice this person has. So I hope it was useful, and thank you for watching this video all to the end. And subscribe to my mailing list so you can get more information about my work. So subscribe at eroscoaching.com. Thank you.